Hello everyone, in this video we are making a blanket. How awesome is this? I will show you guys a more like far away view of this in a bit, but I wanted to show you guys close up how I'm actually doing this particular blanket. So what I did was I went to Michael's, I got myself super bulky weight yarn, the size 6, super bulky weight, and then I let's see how many I ended up buying. I think it was 5 skeins to begin with, and then I made the blanket, and I'm like, you know what, I need to extend this. I'm making it for my daughter. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. But she's like, you know what, can you please make it a bit bigger? And I'm like, absolutely. So then I went back and I bought, I think it was 4 more skeins of yarn. So I'm trying to make this thing absolutely massive for her. But it's fantastic. And this is the absolute best pattern to make a blanket when you're a beginner. It is amazing. All you have to know is how to do a half double crochet and then just turning your work as you go. It's amazing. You're gonna love it. And you know what? The nice thing about a half double crochet is it looks really, really professional and nice. So even if you are a beginner, it looks like you're not, right? Because of how this stitch looks. It's beautiful. So what I did was I chose 2 different colors. I chose this multi-textured one. It's the exact same brand, exact same thickness and everything, but because it's multi-texture, it just feels a little different. And then this one, I just got a solid to kind of blend with this. I know it's not the exact same color, but it blends really nicely. And I like it because it goes with pretty much any kind of like decorations or whatnot that you have in your room or wherever you're gonna put it. So I've been working on this for quite some time now, but I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys how I do this blanket. So like I said, you're gonna need to just know how to do a half double crochet and then just turn your work. And I'll show you how we turn our work when we get to the end. Okay, so what we're gonna do is basically you're gonna start your blanket by just chaining, right? Chain to the length that you want your blanket to be. Yeah, so you're gonna wanna chain the length or the width, of the blanket that you wanna make, right? Now, when you're making your chain your foundation chain, make sure that you are using a hook 1 size larger than what you're actually going to be doing your project in. So for instance, I'm using a 9mm and you wanna use at least 1 size larger for your foundation chain. So then you would do it in a size 10 or even larger than that when you're doing your foundation chain. That way, once you crocheting into the foundation chain, it's not gonna just pull it all together and make it smaller. So that's just a little quick tidbit. Okay, so you do your chain, and then into your chain, you're gonna just be doing half double crochets, and then I'm gonna show you how to turn your work when you get to the end. So to do a half double crochet, you yarn over, and then you put your hook under your stitch in front of you, right? Just like we always do. Yarn over and then pull through. You're gonna have 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over and then pull through all 3. And that is a half double crochet. I love this stitch. I would say it's probably my favorite stitch ever to do because I like the way it looks when you're done, and I like the fact that it's pretty fast going when you're making your project. Obviously, if you do a single crochet, you're gonna be there for quite a while if you're gonna be making a blanket. And then, you know, all the other stitches, they're gonna go much faster than a single crochet, of course, like your double crochet, treble, blah, blah, blah. But for a blanket, they're gonna be a lot more like holy, right? And that's fine if that's what you're looking for, but I really like the close stitching of a half double crochet, but also that it's a bit longer. I mean, you're gonna get through it. You guys, as you know, it's my favorite stitch. Okay, So I'm just going to keep working on my half double crochet until I get to the end of this row. And then I'm going to show you guys how to turn your work. Also, what I did for this particular blanket, and of course you could do any kind of pattern and colors and styles of how you want to do this, but what I ended up doing was just, I blocked it out where every skein just ended up being a whole block, right? So just whenever I ran out of my yarn skein, I then switched my color to the other one, and then I just kept going on. So I just really wanted this to be a very, very, very beginner friendly pattern. So you're not like, okay, I'm not counting my stitches, I'm not doing any of that, because once you have your foundation chain, you already know the length you want, and then you basically just keep making it. So you have the width of it, right, from the foundation chain, and then you just keep making it until you get to the length that you want for your pattern, or for your blanket, I mean. So that's why it's very beginner friendly, is you don't have to count once you've established that first part of it, right? And then you just watch TV, chat with people, do whatever you want to do, and just keep making your gorgeous blanket. Every once in a while with this super bulky yarn, it's kind of hard to get your hook underneath, but that's no big deal. So yeah, I just use up a whole skein, and then I just switch over to my next color, and then I just keep on going. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of this row where we're gonna need to turn our work, but I just figured I would mention to you guys, if you have any questions about how I make this blanket, feel free to leave me a comment below, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, like, hey, how much yarn am I gonna need? Or what size do I make for a twin or a full or a queen? Like, feel free to ask me, or even just like a throw blanket or something. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Okay, so we're almost at the end. I'm doing this stitch. Now this is the last stitch of the round, or the row. So do it like normal, right? And then what you're gonna wanna do is chain 2, and then turn your work. Now remember, you wanna always be turning your work the same way. So I don't like to turn it this way. I just don't like how it looks. If I feel like it makes your ends twisted looking. So I actually, when I turn my work, I like to turn it from right to left. So then I go this way. That's how I like to do it. But I mean, there's really no right or wrong, I guess, right? It's whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you like how it looks when it's done. Okay, so we have our chain 2. We're gonna yarn over. We're gonna put our hook into the first stitch of the row, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then you got your first one. And then you're just doing the same thing that you've been doing this whole entire time, is just half double crocheting all the way down. And then every time you get to the end and it's time to turn your work, you're just going to chain 2, turn your work, and then just keep on going. Like I said, it's really easy, but oh my gosh, is it a gorgeous blanket when you're done. And especially if you're choosing a more like soft and luscious chunky yarn, this blanket turns out to be very, very enjoyably feeling. Like, it's cozy to sleep with, it's warm, it's got some heft, but because it's crocheted, it's not super hot, it's breathable. I love this one. So feel free to comment below with any questions. Feel free to comment below with any colors that you ended up going with to make yours. I love hearing from you guys. So I'm just gonna keep on trucking here and show you guys the finished product.
where it will have my CuteCrochetBoutiq channel logo and then like a QR code to go read the care instructions, and that is on the way.
Here is the finished product. So there ended up being, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 skeins of yarn. This thing is massive and really heavy. It's like a homemade weighted blanket. I love it. So the dimensions ended up being about 70 inches in length, which is almost 6 feet long. And then the width of it is about 65 inches, so about 5.5 feet. So this thing is quite comfortable. Like I said, I made this for my my daughter. She's going to be turning 11, so she's 10 right now. But she is basically swimming in this thing because it's so massive. But she absolutely loves it, and she loves how cozy it is, and she likes that it is weighted. So here it is close up. Here's that cream color and then that multicolor. But this was really fun. It was definitely a labor of love because it took many, many hours to do all of these rows, but it was really enjoyable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned as I have way more really fun ones coming out soon.